So our group going to present about are electric car better than gas powered car. My group are Muhammad Amri bin Awidin, me Arif Ibrahim Ikhwas Razi, Ifat Wawi bin Mazli and Subah bin Shawali. Our organization is compare and contrast and cause and effect. Our thesis statement is, will electric car take over gas powered car in the future and what are the implications? Our introduction is, although internal combustion vehicle is the most common in the street now, it will give bad side effect for human and others, especially the environment, and it is getting worse day by day. Therefore, we believe that electric vehicle will help to overcome this issue to produce healthier environment. This paper will look at the impact of using electric car over gas-powered car and the future and its implication. Our first point is positive implication of electric vehicles to the environment. With the application of the Earth's ozone layers and the harm caused to our environment, alternative to vehicle will be the answer that will not cause harm to our environment. Therefore, the answer to this is the use of electric vehicles. There are many benefits to our environment, and one of benefit is by using electric vehicle over gas powered one is that it does not produce air pollution. So, if all the citizens at a certain area using electric vehicle over the gas powered vehicle, the certain area will be free of carbon pollution area. Besides, we need to refuel our car every time. An electric car also needs to charge its battery, but over the time, the unused battery causes less pollution than carbon released by the gas-powered vehicle. There are also other negative effects to the environment when using gas-powered vehicles, and it look at not only greenhouse gas emission, but impact on acid rain, ozone pollution, algae blooms, consumption of water, and materials such as steel and copper, and also energy demand. So, if using electric vehicles, all these bad effects will be lessened in the future. Another benefit of using electric vehicle is that it reduces noise pollution. This is because electric cars are much quieter than gas-powered car. The research done by Tamji and Rani found that gas cars have engines that make loud noise, while electric cars use electric motor that have almost no sound. On all this evidence, we agree that by using electric vehicle will bring more positive effect to the environment. We should conserve our environment so that it will be better for our children and for the upcoming generation. We hope that the number of people using electric vehicle will increase so that it can lessen the pollution that being made by gas-powered vehicles.
Hi, my name is Ifat. I am going to present about the negative impact of electric vehicles towards the environment. So my group member Arif has talked about the positive impact of electric vehicles towards the environment. So my question is, are electric cars really better for the environment? First of all, we need to understand where does the electricity to power up the electric vehicles comes from. According to my own research, almost 90% of world's electricity is from non-renewable energy like carbon, fossil, and natural gas. So this means that the source of electricity is still from the non-renewable energy. So how does this better from the engine combustion car? Because they are still using the same source, which is the non-renewable energy. In addition to that, according to experts, electricity will still depend on non-renewable energy for decades. The reason why electricity is not largely from non-renewable energy like solar, wind, and water is because this energy are not always available, it's not efficient, and very unreliable. So because of that, electric vehicles still give negative impact towards the environment because they are from non-renewable energy, which still emit a lot of carbon emission and give other problems towards the environment. The next reason why electric vehicles are bad for the environment is due to the large production of battery for the electric vehicles. For instance, battery for the electric vehicle is used to store the electrical power to power up the electric vehicles. These batteries are made up of lithium, cobalt, and some other rare elements. These elements are often mined in Central Africa. As we are known, mining activity contributes to a lot of pollution like erosion, sinkholes, deforestation, loss of biodiversity, significant use amount of water resources, wastewater disposal issue, and many more. All of this pollution obviously can lead to many serious health issues, especially towards the mining workers or to the local community that is live close to the mining area, because they are exposed to dust and toxins and many more. From the points that I have explained on how electric vehicles will give negative impacts towards the environment, I can conclude that the statement of electric vehicles are better for the environment is false. But I believe if in the future the scientists and the technologists have found out how to replace the source of electrics, because we are still largely depends on the non-renewable energy for the electric. If in the future we are depends largely on the non-renewable energy like water, suns, and wind, I believe that electric vehicles will be better for the environment. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Bahabin Shawali. Today I'm going to present about body paragraph 3, which is a tool for utilizing the renewable energy resource. For the first main point, which is solar energy, we know that every country will receive sunlight even though for a short time. The sunlight will carry the solar energy within it. The solar energy can be converted to the electric energy to be used as power source. In fact, the total annual downward solar energy at the surface is about 3.3 times 10 to the power of 24 joule, which is 6,800 times more than the world annual energy consumption. So the problem regarding lack of electricity can be overcome. Next, the usage of solar energy over 0.5% of the land surface can meet the current global energy demand. If 0.5% of the total annual downward solar energy at the surface will be converted to electric energy, so the global energy demand can be achieved for everybody to use it. Another good thing about solar energy is solar energy can be converted directly or indirectly into other form of energy such as heat and electricity. This will make sure the usage of the solar energy can be maximized without being waste. This also will save money and time if the heating process need to be done, since solar energy already have heat energy. Furthermore, the combined natural gas or steam plant achieve a conversion from thermal to electric energy efficiency between 50% and 60%. The higher efficiency will make the waste of energy become lower and lesser money needed to operate the solar energy until fulfill the requirement energy. For the next main point, which is wind energy, we know that the wind energy also can be transformed into electric energy by using wind turbine. The wind energy is the atmospheric kinetic energy determined by the mass and motion speed of air. The electric energy collected can be determined using the kinetic energy of the wind. Next, the spatial gradient of the absorbed solar radiation by the Earth's atmospheric system are the primary source for driving atmospheric and oceanic flow and transferring heat from one part of the globe to another part of the globe. The solar energy is important as a main source of energy, not only produce electricity but also for the distributing the one to others part of the earth by driving the atmospheric and oceanic flow. For my evaluation and voice, we disagree with some point because of some country does not have a huge amount of money to buy the expensive equipment required to be set up in order to make use of that energy. Special equipment need to be installed, such as wind turbine and solar panel, in order to convert the energy to electric energy. We also believe that not all countries will receive sunlight for 12 hours per day, since the country with 4 seasons only receive short amount of sun during winter. For my, for my last point is, we also think that huge mass of wind does not blow for entire day, and only some countries suitable to use wind as their main energy source. Since not every country will receive huge blow of wind steady and stable, the use of wind energy as main energy will be a wasted money. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to Dr. Rohani and my fellow friends. My name is Muhammad Amran, and today I'll be explaining about the negative implication of electric vehicle toward oil industry. So for the first key point is that low oil prices will lead to bankruptcy. This is because the increasing in demand for electric vehicle started to threaten global oil demand. This is due to the popularity, features on the latest technology, and also advantages compared to oil and gas cars, which will attract the consumers. For instance, Tesla, which is the most popular producer of electric vehicles today, with over 400,000 pre-orders of their brand new release model called Model 3. Next, electric vehicles will also slowly overtake internal combustion cars as the price of the production falls and the battery technology greatly improve. Electric vehicles are originally more expensive compared to oil and gas cars. A majority of the higher cost of electric vehicle is due to their battery packs. However, the battery pack prices have fallen roughly 80% in the last 6 years, from $1,000 to now potentially below $100 by the year 2030, which means this would allow electric vehicles to be competitively priced against oil and gas cars. So, the cost of the electric cars will be more affordable in the future. Although electric cars are gaining popularity, I'm sorry, they still only account for a small portion of the vehicles on the road today globally. However, the main reason of the uprising popularity of electric vehicles growth and projection are that many established automakers have all pledged to sell more electric cars in the future. Therefore, the more electric cars are produced, the more consumer there will be, and soon it will be replacing oil and gas cars on the road. Besides that, the major impact on oil industry caused by electric vehicle is that the constant media coverage of the famous company called Tesla, the falling battery costs and the future of the electric vehicle. The reason why is that due to the reduced battery costs, this will then become more reasonable for the car buyer to afford. We also know that as the price of every commodity decreases when there is less demand for it, which will then lead to the oil prices bankruptcies. A major reduction in oil demand are due to electric buses, which expects to remove at least 50 oil and gas cars from the road, since they help to transport much more people through share public electric transport. Therefore, as the electric vehicles help reducing global warming emission and decrease pollution. Lastly, many other industries are still adapting with electric technologies as they are much better compared to oil and gas cars. Therefore, this will affect the oil market by decreasing the cost. For every single day, 96 million barrels of oil are consumed globally, and the majority of it, which are 60 millions, are used for transportation. So as far as we know, the supply of oil will eventually decrease due to global warming emission and also pollution. So since the transportation has some serious impact on the environment and also accounts for 27% of greenhouse gas emission, which consisting of carbon dioxide, amongst other pollutants, and act as a leading cause of global warming. It seems that electric vehicles play an important role in helping reduce pollution and global warming. Therefore, this vast consumption has had and will continue to have serious impact on the environment. Next, as the social pressure to move away from fossil fuels and towards cleaner energy sources has helped gaining popularity for electric vehicles. Despite the oil and gas cars have been dominant on the road, it seems that it will lead to increased pollution and global warming emission, not to mention that electric cars have been a prominent role in contributing to a healthy and green climate. So, since electric cars have more advantages and benefits to the environment, it will soon replace the majority oil and gas cars on the road.
Hi, it's me again, Ifat. So Amran has explained about how electric vehicles will negatively impact the oil industry. In my point of view, um, I believe that electric vehicles will not kill the crude oil demand. So my first point is even if electric vehicles take over all the passenger vehicles, combustion engine car, they will only affect about 25% of the petroleum market, because other percentage uh, is from other transportation like buses, flight, ships, and other heavy machinery. Because this heavy machine needs a lot of power to power up so that they can run. So petroleum can suffice their needs, but electric will not. For example, electric vehicles, for one charge they can run about 2 or 3 hours. Imagine if we use electric flights, because average flight take about 5 to 7 hours of flights. How they gonna charge? Because they are flying, right? So I don't think it's possible to use electric for this heavy machine. So other than that, we still need petroleum products to produce electricity, as explained before this. So with that, I think electric vehicles will not kill the crude oil demand. Thank you.
Therefore, I strongly believe that electric vehicles play an important role in contributing negative implications toward our industry. We also know that electric cars are affecting the oil industry since the rising demand for electric vehicles is starting to threaten global oil demand. In the meantime, we believe that as the production of electric vehicle increases, the demand for oil industry is starting to decrease. Not to mention the fact that social pressure in moving towards clean energy sources has led to a rise in the production and the popularity of electric vehicles. So from that, we know that it can lessen the oil usage of our oil industry, thus it can prolong our oil usage. Okay, so for the conclusion, to summarize everything up, we strongly believe that electric vehicles give many benefits and also have more advantages compared to oil and gas cars to our industry and environment. We also know that electric vehicles have its own drawbacks to us, but not to worry, the fact that electric vehicle technology will overcome and adapt the problem given. Soon, electric vehicle will be the king of the road and replace majority of the transportation. In the end, many car buyers out there believe in a greener and cleaner future. So that's all from us. Thank you for your time and listening.